We're at the water here today with Doral Monticello. Now this boat is sold, but people do seem to enjoy or get a bit of value out of our sea trial videos, so that's why I thought I would put this on. It's a 2005 boat with a Volvo Penta D4 260 horsepower sterndrive, matched up this DPH leg, and the prop size. This is a boat that we've previously sold actually, and we did change the props on it because it historically from the factory had a bit of an issue getting on the plane, so we changed the props to this set G5R. I think that's what that says, which is rear, and then G5F, which is front. So it's a set of G5 Volvo Penta props, and they really did improve the performance of this boat. So we're going to put it on the water now and show you how she runs underway. Okay, so we will put her on the plane now and bring up the speed. So we'll leave the drive trimmed fully down. So we've got the drive fully down at -5. We've got no trim tabs. The trim tabs are off completely. You do that by pushing the bow up side of the switch as opposed to the bow down side of the switch. So we've got no trim tabs, and now we will give it a handful of throttle and get it up and going here. Okay, here we go. That's us up and away. We'll give it a wee bit of trim now. Bring our trim up to about -2. We're running here about 2,500 RPM. This will be your sort of cruising speed. And you might notice we're sitting slightly like this. So to straighten this out, we'll apply a little bit of port trim tab. So we'll bow down on the port side. And that levels us out nicely. That means we're now running at a nice level trim angle. We're doing 23 miles an hour, about 24 the speedo there, at 2,500 RPM, and everything looks good. It's a nice, comfortable cruising speed. This is going to be your standard cruising speed, 2,500 RPM, 23, 24 miles an hour. The boat will sit and run all day long at this speed, and it's nice and fairly quiet, economical, sits at a nice running angle as well. We're sitting at a trim angle on the sterndrive of -2. -2, so what we'll do now is we'll give it a bit more throttle, do a full speed run here. Take the trim tab off again. Now we're building up here. We're coming up to 3,500 RPM. We're doing 36 miles an hour. 2,500 RPM. This is top speed. The boat's running really well. Get the top speed there of just shy of 40 miles an hour, 3,500 RPM. There's bags of power. That D4 is a lovely running engine. And with those G5 props, you get plenty of thrust getting you up on plane. It's up on plane really quickly, even without any trim tabs. So I wasn't using the trim tabs, I just had the Sterndrive trimmed fully in. And it's getting up on plane quickly. Cruising speed there, about 2,500 RPM, is in and around 23, 24 miles an hour. And then top speed at 3,500 RPM is 37, 38 miles an hour. Temperatures look great, pressures, all the warning light has dash thing, the warning light on the dash has stayed out, so there's no warnings or anything, and everything is running really good. One thing I want to do for comparison now is put it on the plane with the trim tabs fully extended. So if we hold this top of this switch here, we want the trim tabs to go to maximum deflection. So you hold it until that wee gauge goes to 100. So that's both trim tabs now fully down. So this will make the boat get on plane quicker. It'll keep it more level whenever it's coming up on plane. And then whenever we get up on plane, we're going to want to take the tabs off again by pushing the bottom of the switch, that part of the switch. So here we go. Drive is trimmed fully in, so we're at -5 on the drive trim. We've got the trim tabs fully down, and I'll put her on plane again to show you how the difference that makes. So virtually no bow rise, that's us on plane. I'll lift the tabs up a wee bit. Let's play around and see what we can get minimum planing speed to be. So this is us running at 17 miles an hour. Just over 2,000 RPM. I can maybe back it up a wee bit more. It's about 2,000 RPM, just over. We're doing 15 miles an hour. Got the trim tabs about halfway down. So this is your minimum planing speed, about 15 miles an hour. So you just want to run on a slow speed. But as I said, the boat seems much happier at about 2,500 RPM. It's nice, just that sort of speed there. It's quite nice. You need no trim tab. Trim up the drive a wee bit as well. Put the drive to about -2. Put the Sterndrive to -2. Put the engine RPMs to 2,500. And for me, I think that's the nicest way to run the boat. It seems happiest at this. We're doing low 20s miles per hour. There you go, that's how this Doral Monticello runs with the Volvo Penta D4 260 horsepower Sterndrive engine with the DPH drive and the G5 props. Boat planes quickly, bags of power there. Cruising speeds are around about 25 miles an hour, 2,500 RPM. Flat out, it's doing 3,500 RPM and 37 to 38 miles an hour. So really comfortable running boat. Very nice and easy to drive. The EVC controls on those Volvo engines are lovely as well, and it feels nice and solid on the water. So hopefully this video is giving you a bit of an insight into how these boats perform, and hopefully you've